Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dinosaur Channel. This is your home on the internet for all things dinosaur and prehistoric. Today I want to welcome you to our episode all about the world famous, loved, frilled Dilophosaurus. But before we jump into our episode on the Dilophosaurus, I want to make sure that you guys subscribe with those notifications turned on so you don't miss a single video, because we're doing quick dives on all the dinosaurs from the Jurassic World and Park franchise history movie series. Also, leave us a dinosaur-sized thumbs up and comment down below a dinosaur that you would like to see us cover in the future. And that being said, let's jump into our frilled, venom-spitting Dilophosaurus. So what does Dilophosaurus mean? Dilophosaurus means double-crested lizard or two-crested lizard. And this is because this animal had two beautiful crests that sat atop its head and skull. We have to open up this episode with a big, fat old side note. It's side note time, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sorry to break it to you, but this unfortunately is not a Dilophosaurus. And as much as you'd like to think so, this is not a Dilophosaurus either. As much as it looks like the world famous, the one that we love so much from Jurassic Park, it's unfortunate to say that that is not what a real Dilophosaurus looked like. We have to establish a few things before we get this episode started. The Dilophosaurus has no physical proof that it ever spat any sort of venom out of its throat. And two, we have no evidence whatsoever in science that the Dilophosaurus had any sort of frill that it was then able to detach and open up and make some strange sounds and attack Dennis Nedry. Okay? That's our side note. I'm sorry to break it to you, but we have to get some things factually accurate and scientifically accurate before we jump in. Okay? I apologize that I ruined your Dilophosaurus, but this thing is still a really cool animal, so give it a chance. Let's jump right into the Dilophosaurus by ending the side note. So where and when did the Dilophosaurus live? It lived in North America during the early Jurassic period, about 193-ish million years ago. Skeletons were discovered in Arizona, so this was a good old American dino from the US of A. Now you might ask, what did the Dilophosaurus look like? It was a slender dinosaur, sort of like a little chicken, but a lot bigger. It was lightly built and was size comparable to that of maybe a brown bear, weighing about 880 pounds, maybe 1,000 pounds, and about 23 feet. But most estimations guess that it was probably a little bit smaller than that. There are also similar dinosaurs that are related to it that had traces of feathers and protofeathers, so there's a very good chance that this Dilophosaurus had feathers as well. Now as for the thing that gives it its name, the crest of the Dilophosaurus on its head, it was kind of a pair of high, thin, and arched crests on the skull of the roof. The crest extended upwards and gave the appearance of a cassowary almost, with two crests. As a distinct feature, each crest also had a finger-like backwards projection, and it's the most unique thing about this dinosaur and honestly what makes it such a cool species. Once again, like we mentioned in the side note, no sort of fossil evidence that this thing had any sort of frill, that it was colorful, big, that it behaved like that. These features were predominantly based on an animal called the frilled lizard. It doesn't shoot any sort of venom, but the frilled lizard is essentially the modern day Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park. It has this giant frill that it projects out to try to scare off its enemies and predators, but it doesn't shoot any sort of venom, especially not to Dennis Nedry, causing him to lose a can of Barbasol. So let's talk about how this dinosaur got famous. Come on. Does this even need to be a question? You already know how the Dilophosaurus got famous, and that's our famous movie franchise, Jurassic Park. In the first Jurassic Park, the only time we ever really see it on screen, we get to see the Dilophosaurus attacking Mr. Dennis Nedry behind a tree during the whole Jurassic Park shutdown. It's like the only time we see the Dilophosaurus. We see it attack, brutally murder Dennis Nedry while eating his corpse in one of the Jurassic Park Jeep Wranglers, and before that it proceeds to shoot some sort of tar venom-like thing at him. That's what really made the Dilophosaurus famous, and Jurassic fans waited for years to see it in the movies. We really never got to see it again other than one time in Jurassic World, the movie. We got to see a hologram of it that came up and was sort of trying to scare different dinosaurs, the raptors that were attacking, and we got to briefly hear it in the beginning of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We hear the little Dilophosaurus chirp that's famous from Jurassic Park, but other than that, we've gotten zero. It's been famously featured in games like Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis, and Jurassic World Evolution, where you can see it in kind of its more modern theme. It's really high quality, it's really beautiful. Highly suggest taking a look at some footage at it from Jurassic World Evolution. And it's just a beloved dinosaur. It's what really made this dinosaur famous. It's what brought it onto the map. It wasn't really a famous dinosaur before that because it wasn't that special. So as for the diet and behavior, there are 4 different theories about the Dilophosaurus, how it behaved and what it ate, and these 4 theories came chronologically in order of time from like back in the 50s all the way forward. The first theory claimed that it was weak and a scavenger, not really hunting for its food, just kind of scavenging around and not able to take on any sort of big prey. Second theory actually said the complete opposite, claiming that it was a big hunter and hunted any sort of animal. It was able to hunt any of the biggest herbivores that were around during the Jurassic period that it lived, and it claimed that it was a ferocious predator. Theory number 3 claimed that it was still a hunter, but did not hunt the largest prey in the Jurassic period, just kind of hunted the smaller things that it could hunt around the area. And the 4th theory actually claimed that it was a fish eater, a piscivore, kind of hunting like a Spinosaurid, eating fish out of the water. So that's pretty interesting. That's a really interesting theory that not a lot of people would think about. And that's actually the most recent theory. Whether any of these theories are entirely accepted or all of them are accepted is still yet to be known, but that's the life of a paleontologist, basically coming up with a theory and then having a different paleontologist coming out 10 years later and saying everything you said was wrong. So we really probably won't know anytime near in the future until we find more fossil evidence, which hasn't been found about the Dilophosaurus. Not a lot has been found out about this species. It's still sort of elusive in the fossil record. We won't really know, but when you think of kind of behavior and predatory attributes, think more like a cheetah and less like a lion. That's what the Dilophosaurus was mostly like. And that's sort of overall accepted. But that, my friends, is the Dilophosaurus. I love this dinosaur. One of my favorite from the Jurassic Park franchise. Even though it's completely historically inaccurate, I still love it. So if you love the Dilophosaurus, make sure that you slap us with a dinosaur-sized thumbs up on this video and comment down below a dinosaur that you would like to see us cover in the future. As well, if you want to support this channel, you can by sending us some money in our PayPal link down below in the description. Support this channel so we can keep on making beautiful dinosaur videos for you guys. And subscribe and turn those notifications so you don't miss a single dinosaur video coming up in the future, because we're covering all the dinosaurs from the Jurassic World and Park movie franchise. We'll see you in the next one. Our next dinosaur that we're going to be covering is not actually a dinosaur. It is a flying reptile called the Dimorphodon. So excited for this one, and we'll see you then.